So this is a very quick guide on how to use mortars in Reforger. So the first thing you want to do is hold tab and press Y or Z, depending on your keyboard layout, to unequip your main weapon, so it doesn't get in the way visually as much. But the next thing you want to do is open your map and determine the target you want to hit. So I'm going to pick... let's take this house over here. Now the next thing I want to do is find my own position on the map. We're looking around. I know I'm on the airfield, and I see this bunker over here. And if I take the length of this bunker about 3 times, that's my own position. So if that's the bunker, 1, 2, 3. So I think my own position is here. So the next thing I want to do is take the pencil tool, click on the position, and draw a line to the target, which is this building. Deactivate the pencil tool. I use the protractor tool, position it over my own position, and this will give me the compass direction of where I have to rotate the mortar to. See, on the inside scale is in degrees, so it's about 94.9, 95 degrees. Okay, so I go to the mortar. And rotate it to 94.9 degrees. That's the top scale. Okay, now I need to take a range table from the mortar box, which is this item. I will hotkey it. And now I have to figure out the range to the target. Again, I'm using the protractor, left clicking. Now with middle mouse hold, I can rotate it. I'm going to rotate it that direction. And use this scale, because it's a scale in meters. Okay, let's line it up to the target. So this is about 1 kilometer. Another notch. So at about 1.78 kilometers. Okay, now we use the range table. And now we have to take a range setting, or a ring setting, in which that range is possible. So we have 4 rings. And we have 1.78, 1.8 kilometers up here. So let's go to the next page. On 3 rings, 1.8 is still there. Now if I go to 2 rings, it's missing. It's out of range. So I have to go back up. And it says 1133 mils. That's the elevation setting for 1.8. Now it's about, I think, a 50th of that less. So the difference is about, how much is that? 36, a fifth of 33. It's about 1.8 mils. 1.8 mils more, because you have to lower the range. But if you increase the mils, you lower the range. Okay, so it's plus 1.8, so it's 11, let's say 1135 mils. Okay, 1135 mils. And I'm almost ready to fire. Now the other problem is the elevation difference between me and the target. Now, why does that matter? Okay, let's remove the protractor. Okay, my elevation is about 40 meters. The elevation of the target is 15 meters. So we have 25 meters difference. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick explanation why elevation difference matters and how it matters. Okay, so let's take let's draw a really, I'll draw it here. Let's draw a really primitive parabolic arc. Okay, let's say this is my elevation, this is my target's elevation. Let's say we're in the same elevation. So that's my computed firing solution. It goes like that, and it hits. Now what happens if my target is higher than I am? See, then the impact point here, if you imagine this vertical line along with it. if the target is higher than the shooter, then the impact point will be before the computer target point, which means you're going to hit short if the target is higher than you. If the target is lower than you, let's say the other way around, you're going to overshoot the target. So my target is 25 meters lower than I am. So let's take the range table. And the second last row, I think, addresses that. So I got about 1.8 kilometers, and it says 19 mils per 100 meters. And the difference is 25, which is a fourth of that. So let's divide that by 4. That's 19, let's say 4.2, let's say 4. Okay, let's say 4 mils. I have to account for 4 mils extra for the height difference. And because the target is lower than I am, I will overshoot the target. So I have to decrease the range, and decreasing the range means increasing the mil, which means I have to do plus 4 mil on the elevation. Okay, so now it's ready to shoot on 3 rings. Let's look at the flight time. Should be 28.5, a bit less than that, 28.5 seconds. Okay, let's take a shell. Make sure the rings is at 3. And press 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm going to switch over to Zeus mode so I can spot it because I'm playing on my own. And I think it was this big building I was aiming for. Let's see if I hit something. Huh. Okay, so it appears that I've missed the intended target, and I think it's because of a compass direction error. I think I miscalculated my own position, because if you look at the impact point, it's if you would draw a radius from my assumed position to the target building, and I would draw a circle, the impact point is also on that circle, but it's a bit further south. So I think I got the range calculations correct and the elevation calculations, but I got the azimuth wrong.